Welcome back, everybody. Crypto Mindset channel where we talk all things crypto trading. Look, choppy market. It's been this way for a while now. I know I haven't been making many videos in the past few months. I have been very busy in my own trading. I've been participating in the USIC Investing Championship. I'm top 10 right now, so you can go check that out. USIC-investment financial competition.com. Anyway, just Google USIC investment championship. You'll find me no edge, no trade over there. So that's what I have been busy doing all this time. Okay, but I just want to reiterate back and tell you that either way, it has been a very choppy market. If you just look at Bitcoin for even on a glance, okay, look, you don't need to be a genius to see that Bitcoin is building for now. Actually, this is a shrug and a potential right shoulder going to happen in the next, couple of weeks to a month, and then back down to continue the bear market. Look, for me, right now, there's a 90% probability that we're in a bear market and only a 10% probability that we're in a bull market. Okay, I'm writing down as if anyone understands what I'm writing, like a doctor over there. Doctor's writing on a chart what's going on here. But it is what it is. Okay, so look, in choppy markets like this, ever since here, so it's been like almost 60 days of very choppy market, very almost non-action. We had some shorts working over here, nothing too much. I even took a vacation, went to Argentina for almost 2.5 weeks. Nothing happened. And it is in these times that you can preserve your marital capital. Okay, you know how beautiful it is to be without the emotional baggage or the of having trades on, even if they're in the profit. Okay, that watching them, figuring them out, how they're doing everything, it comes with a burden that even if it's small, it accumulates. And don't even get me started what happens if you're a hodler and you're in the red and things are looking bleak and you're down. And don't get me even starting even more if you're in financial trouble because you took a loan, because you owe some money, because this is you sold the house for this or whatever. The financial stress that you can get in these times where things are just not moving anymore. You're not sure, is this a bear market, a bull market? Oh, Jomo says 90% a bear market. My favorite coin is down 8%. Casper is down 90%. The Theta, ICP, whatever, all these coins that you people love and enamored, get whatever, you don't know what's happening. Oh, this is the chop. Okay, this is the chop. And this is why people must understand that even the markets have seasons. All right, let's say, okay, this is the market. Okay, it's divided into 4 seasons, just like you have winter, you have autumn, you have spring, and you have summer. Same thing in the markets, where you can say that winter is when markets are falling, summer is when markets are going down, and autumn and spring are the move sideways between each of these, right? So if I let's say we're in summer first, right? So this is summer, things going up, everyone is happy, blah blah blah, like what happened to 2023 until 2025. And since end of 2025, we're moving sideways. Oh, what's going on? Well, choppy market. This is like spring, because sorry, this is autumn, and then winter comes where shit happens, and then spring comes, and then summer comes again, blah blah blah, whatever. And then you can get actually a big beautiful Bitcoin chart that actually is showing this much better than I can paint it, right? Summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer, autumn. Are we at autumn? Maybe going into winter. That's what I think. All right. That's what I think. And then spring in the future, maybe this is the entire debate right now. Okay, so either way, the chop that can happen in these, interim, and sometimes the chop can happen within summer and winter also, like for a couple of months. But it's actually in the transitions, in the mainly, Yeah, well, mainly in the autumn. I think in the autumn, I think can be really cruel because a lot of people think that it might still be spring, but they're losing money because they've been hodling for too long or whatever, and then they get into that chop. That can be hurtful. That can be distressful. A lot of stress in the body. You can start having like bad. Ooh, I'm feeling headaches. I'm feeling tremors. What? How does ChatGPT call it? Like a hyperactive nervous system. Um, there are new terms for things that that is it's basically stress, but it's different types of stress. You can have different types of stress, and we're just starting to get to know that actually. But look, my 2 cents over here is for people that are not understanding what's happening. We're probably at autumn, and even if with a small chance of this just being a small e or ink in a bigger summer, which not I don't think it is. Okay, just know that these times are the chop. Okay, and the chop is part of the game. Now, the fact that the chop is part of the game doesn't mean I'm encouraging you to just hodl in the chop. No, that's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm saying never hodl actually. Unless you have a very specific game plan of, hey, you entered at the correct place, you sold so for example, in the membership that I have, we started DCAing. I started earlier, but in the group we started DCAing here, and then we DCA'd all the way into here until we booked to new highs. Then that's where we stopped DCAing, and we started taking profits over here, and this was a bang of a move, right? Long-term bucket, DCAing, but we're looking to sell, not to hodl into eternity. Okay, so you guys, whatever your favorite coin is, if you have a plan like this, hopefully you executed it. If not, also what's your plan in case you're wrong and it's going back down when you sell, to make sure that you actually book in the profits before it's too late. So that's what I suggest for you hodlers. But for the non-hodlers and just for the traders among us, the chop is where you want to maintain calm, maintain a clean slate. Almost no trading is best, because that's how you keep the capital that you've made so far. You don't lose it, right? So many people have the boom and bust cycles where they just make money, lose it, make money, lose it. That's the boom and bust cycle. Okay, some of them have small edge, but they have a very small edge because they didn't understand how to contextualize it into market environments, for example, because that's one of the things you need to know. You need to learn an edge, which is your setups, right? What type of opportunities you take to the long side or to the short side, for example, whatever, right? And then contextualize it. You need to, all right, so longs can work really good in this type of environment. I can go heavier, bigger position size, hold for longer. In other market environments, I need to go smaller position size, hold shorter time periods, take faster profits, for example. On others, I don't trade because nothing is working. The market is choppy. It will chop me around, stop me here, stop me there, whatever. That's the second stage. And if you're not there, then I'm trying to open your eyes that you need to go there. And the chop for me is where I just find myself learning more, going into my past trades, just trying to find ways to improve, better contextualize, better to execute in the correct environments. Maybe a new edge I was kind of finding and doubting. And I'm just trying to figure out this new type of edge that I've seen multiple times in the market, and now I want to research this on my own, kind of very strongly, very deeply, or whatever. Right. So all these things are things that I do while the chop happens. I actually bless the chop. I don't need to do, and this is what most traders, I would argue, have issues with. Most people need to make money all the time. All right. And that need is what makes them just trade. Hey, I need to trade, I need to trade, I need to trade. But as I said, at some seasons, at some times, market environments, no, you don't need to trade. Actually, the best thing a trader can do someone that really considers himself like a trader is not to trade. Just like an athlete, not always competes. He needs to rest. He needs to learn. He needs same thing. We're all performance actors, activiteers, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's my 2 cents. That's something I want to share with everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, no trade, no edge, no trade. Cheers.